Okay, my presentation will be about Turkey. Okay, first of all, I will discuss how we can build a network in Turkey. Okay, as a businessman. Also, then I will continue with my presentation. If you are interested to make business in Turkey or to open up a company in Turkey, so what are the things you should be careful? Okay, so let me. My name is Taner Özdeş. My main job is the general manager of Infonet, which is a cybersecurity company. We represent Kaspersky in Turkey. Also I'm doing academy, which is in my my other work is like a hobby, and I'm also book writer and life coach and performance coach for business people. Okay, so the first slide is you have to know about how to build relationship. Okay, it's very important. Okay, some people are not good at networking because they have no past experience. Okay, so if you want to be an expert in networking, you should start. Okay, you start very simple, meeting people, talking to people. So if you are a shy person or introvert, I know it will be much difficult to approach people, online or offline. But since I'm doing this for many years, so I will recommend, you start somehow. Okay, like you want to swim, you just jump to the water. Okay, as long as you don't go deep, okay, you will survive, and when you survive, you will learn. Okay, the second one is important. When you build relationships, okay, the biggest mistake is to approach someone with business mind, to make rather than first of all be friendly. Okay, so it is very especially crucial in our country. Okay, so when you approach someone you don't know, what you should do, first of all, you have to know the people. They have to trust you. So if you go too fast, you lose the potential networking opportunity or business opportunity. So it's very important you go slow. Okay, and you make sure that you first build trust before you propose anything. I know on LinkedIn many people make this mistake. After you accept their friendship or to your network, they immediately start selling you something which is very, very which is not appropriate for a country. Okay, so we build in our country, relationship comes first, then comes the business. Okay, about how Turkish people are emotional people. Okay, we are Mediterranean country, of course, so emotions come first then comes the I will say the analytical side. So trust therefore is very important because the basic human need is first of all be safe. Okay, be safe before doing anything. So that's what you have to build trust. Also in Turkey, there are different kind of people from different environment. So your background, is very important. Where you come from, who is your father, who's your mother, where you live, which school you go, and which friends do you have. All these things, makes a difference. If you don't have a good background, it will take some time, until you build a solid network. Of course, when you're online, your CV makes a big difference. So most people I see, they put their LinkedIn profile with no pictures or with funny pictures. They don't really invest on their LinkedIn profile, which for our country is important. Okay, so if they don't know you, they will immediately check your CV and make sure they trust you. Before they do anything. I believe networking should start at early ages, not like you are 40, 50 years old. This is as I say, it's like a muscle. You have to learn and practice. So you should start like I would say lycée or latest by universities and build up there. So I'm almost 6 years old and I built my network since I'm 16 years old. Okay, and not only in Turkey, all over the world. So it's just a way of business, networking is like business style. Okay, how you live, how you spend your time. So it makes a big difference, how we invest your time. I will discuss further, how you build this. Okay, the second thing is about, about what's crucial. First, introduction is important, okay? So if you don't know the person, you should be referred. It's very important. If you go direct, it's a big high risk. So it's better, even if you are a very strong background, family last name, then you're okay. But if you don't have those resources, then somebody should introduce you. Secondly, your education is very important, and your career, where you live, and your credentials important. Membership, okay, is very important in Turkey. So after school, it's difficult to build a network. I mean, online networking started about 2, 3, 4 years ago after pandemic. So therefore, before pandemic, membership on social clubs, on trade associations, on strong international networks are important. So you have to be at least 2, 3 membership, like Rotary is very popular in Turkey. Also like JCI, JCs, international organization are important. Propeller is important. Okay, then you have to be active in sports. I mean, sports makes a big difference. So like I'm a good tennis player, I'm a good skier. I'm also a swimmer. I cross Bosphorus every year. I know a lot of Russians come here. About half of the participants are from Russia. Tennis is important. As I said, you have to do 1 or 2 sports. Okay, it's very important because you can access more people if you do sports. And last one, there are a lot of social events. You have to be selective, but you should participate at those events. Also makes a big difference. Okay, how to network offline? That means, okay, old ways, of course, there are a lot of social events, okay, you can participate in Turkey. There are a lot of opportunities you learn when you live in this country. Membership, okay, of prestige clubs. You have to introduce people to each other, and they will introduce you to other people, okay? The way to build networking, you introduce first the people to people, which you trust and create value, then people will introduce you to other people. Okay, so this is the way you build networks. Okay, by introducing people to other people. And you need an outdoor active business life, and as I mentioned, sports. From school, there are very important schools and universities in Turkey. If you graduate, local, international. Like Harvard, MIT, Berkeley, UCLA, or London Business School, things like that. So very worldwide, French schools, German schools. It makes a big difference. Also, if you are, there are a lot of universities in Turkey where you can build huge networks. Hobbies are important, like painting, playing music, singing, diving, becomes very popular, trekking, things like that. Of course, traveling makes a difference because there are a lot of organizations you can travel around the world, and also you can make memberships, you can make networking on those trips. So therefore, like Club Mates are a way, we leverage a lot. Club Mates for skiing or for some holidays. And there's a lot of also art and locally international organization, for art, for photography, things like that. So you have to participate, you meet different kind of people. And if you find opportunities, you can speak at schools, at universities, write blogs, those also makes you credential. How to network online? Of course, social media, okay. You have to be very careful, how you present yourself on Instagram, where you share your photos, and those are very important. Some people don't really careful what they put on, so you have to be very careful if you make your social media site public, the way you dress, who like if which people you are, you shouldn't be drunk and taking pictures or not appropriate pictures, so that makes a big difference. Of course, LinkedIn lately becomes a very, very important media. There are a lot of online events, done by many organizations. There are also a lot of matchmaking events, becomes very, very popular in Turkey. Speed networking events, online, offline makes a difference. So, I mean, you should use all opportunities. But what I will suggest, if you are not interested or the event is not very, very interesting, you should stay not long. I mean, this is what I do. I go sometimes to 3 events in one evening. I stay there half an hour. Okay, if I like, I stay 1 hour, but not more. So you shouldn't spend your whole evening at the same event, which people make a lot of mistakes. Also, when you go in event, you should always meet more people, not just 1 or 2 people, as many people as you can. Then you can deepen your relationship. But it's very important, that you meet a lot of people and don't waste your time on 1 or 2 person. Okay, in Turkey, we have a lot of WhatsApp group, which you are invited. Also, it's very, very influential, okay, if you are participated. So there are social media groups and WhatsApp groups. They're both important. So, usually people, look at you and they follow you if they like you, they look at ideas, your, vision, what to share. So it's very important, how you introduce yourself. So you have to write comments also, not in Turkey. We also, very carefully, if you post and you don't take active role on liking, commenting on other people's posts, then people will stop following you, okay? So if you want people to follow you, you follow them as well. And to share valuable third-party content is important. You produce your own insight, like writing blogs and sharing your views, things like that. This makes a big difference. And also, you have to invite people. As I said, it's a giving. For me, networking is a giving business. You have to give first, then take it, okay? So if you start taking it before you're giving it, you will be never successful, okay? So it's very important that, you give first, whatever you do, okay? On social media, on WhatsApp, on one-to-one meetings, on social events. It's very important you first give as much as you can. The other one, there are a lot of other media like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, so you should be very careful. YouTube is a good, I think, if you have good content. I have a YouTube channel with over 1 million views. So I put like 3 videos a week, and it's very good. I mean, it's a good way, but you have to, sustainable. Okay, so if you put 1 or 2 videos, you will not succeed. Okay, you have to do it at least 10 videos a month. So it's not easy. So don't start if you don't trust yourself. And the last one will be WhatsApp groups are closed, but you can meet a lot of people because people trust in that group. So you don't really have to hassle, okay, to meet other people. Very easy. Okay, so how we use LinkedIn in our country, because people use different way, but still Turkey is a Mediterranean country. So it's mostly at the moment, people, introduce themselves, make friends, things like that. But making business, starting business is rare. You can get appointments, but not like in US and other European countries. It's not not easy to approach people and starting pitching your product. Okay, it's not. I don't recommend in Turkey. But international maybe you can, yes. You can make networks, you can participate at events and finding new customers. I said new customers, not selling, just meeting and maybe following up with them, offline. Okay, so, if you don't have a big last name and good schools, your background is not very strong, okay? So you can become an influencer, okay? Influencers are the people who have over 100,000 people follow, or even million on Instagram, things like that. Okay, so you have to be an expert. Okay, if you want to be an influencer, you have to be an expert on certain topics. Okay, and you probably need sponsors. Okay, because you will spend a lot of time and energy. Okay, or you can become influencer if you are a popular writer, journalist, trainer, coach, comedian, pop star, thing like that, model, thing like you can do it. I mean, you can, if you have those credentials, you can do, or you can, doing things, by having a lot of people who follow you. Okay, so how we can increase our network in Turkey? Okay, I will tell my journey. Okay, I started with, local organization like, Rotary, Lyoness, which are international, and some business organizations when I was 20 years old. Okay, when I started my business life. Okay, so I built up, going up there, a lot of organization, when you go up letters in the business life, they accept you to different kind of networks. So I built up then. And BNI is, is an international organization which are also now very strong in Turkey, BNI. Okay, they have local, but, it's a good way to start to build your network, and they teach you how to network. So I recommend if you are living in Turkey or if you enter Turkey. Sport clubs are good, okay? If you're a good tennis player or what, like diving and tennis are a good way to start. And also, I will say, if you like singing, photography are also very, very strong in Turkey. There are very good people where rich people go or influential people go, like Büyük Kulüp, Moda Kulüp, those are local clubs, but only very small community with a big power into those clubs. It's not cheap to enter, but it's worthwhile to invest. And political, if you're in a political party, also is makes a big difference. Okay. Also, you have trade, whatever business you are in, there's always trade association, so you can also enter and build your business network. Hotel memberships are good in Turkey. A certain hotel give memberships. When you go there, there's executive clubs where you can meet very influential and powerful people. And of course, if you are from alumni of a very reputable school, locally or international, you can also continue your network. Okay, those are things you can use to build your network. What is important on B2B business in Turkey? Your family name, profession, your career, social status, references, and which club, which organization you are a member to. Okay, so those are things. Okay, what's the best way to approach people on LinkedIn in Turkey? Okay, I will say the first thing is, when you approach people, never have a business idea. First of all, try to make friend with that person. Okay. Secondly, you try to get sympathy and trust. Then another way to do is, you can introduce that person to other people, okay, and try to be meeting with them offline. Okay, as I said, until you have certain level, okay, do not go into business, okay, and you have to always invest in relationships in Turkey. I mean, it never look short term, okay, it's a long term thing, building relationship. It's easy to gain. It's difficult to gain, but very easy to lose. Okay, so when you lose forever. Okay, so now I will go the business side. Okay, and on business side, I would say I got very influential expatriates' opinion who are doing business in Turkey, who are living in Turkey over 20 years and are doing headhunting. So I will share my slides. But first, in my view, okay, if you want to enter Turkey, okay, so I will, I have run 3-4 big companies, international companies. So I will share my experience. Okay, because Turkey is a country where you should not overestimate or underestimate. Okay, it's a very different. Okay, so don't go by numbers. Okay, it's very wrong saying Turkey is a 85 million people living. Okay, like it's don't go by numbers. Okay, okay, always use consultants first or good reference. Okay, never try to build your business in Turkey by yourself. You will do a lot of mistakes, cost mistakes. So don't do it. Think long term. Okay, if you want to come Forced term, trial and error, don't do this, okay? You will lose, for sure. When you hire Turkish people, okay, always get references and use, get human resource companies, okay, reputable ones, like Conferry, like Spencer Stewart, things like that. Also, when you enter first, you have to make a PR, okay? You can hire agencies or do your own PR, okay? You can invite people, okay, influential people. So this is the way to start. When you plan open up office, okay, always, never try to be cheap, okay? When you start Turkey, try to be cheap and making money then spending. Don't come, I will say, you will lose. So always, always hire the best people. Also get the best location. Okay, it's very important. Location, your car is very important. Also, before you come to Turkey, you can build your network. Okay, so don't come and try to make network. It will be very costly for you. So you should have a business plan. Okay, solid business plan. Okay, very important. So you have to do before you enter. Some businesses are not suitable for Turkey, for sure. Some people make a lot of money in Turkey, but some people cannot make money. So that's why I said, do your research first and talk to people, advise people, okay, before you make any business. You can do also commercial associations in your country or embassies of Turkey. They will help you. It's also important because Turkey is very active for export imports. When you come to Turkey, the first two clubs, is Rotary, I would recommend, and Propeller Club for international speaking people. You can sponsor some events. It's very good to start with. People like sponsors, okay? Social sponsoring or sports sponsoring, that will also, you will gain credibility, okay, by sponsoring. Always be in networking with the right people is very important, okay? If you network with wrong people, this will also jeopardize your business. So it takes about, I would say, 6 months to 1 year to gain your first client, not before. So your business plan and your cash flow should be, you should do it like not making any money in the first 6 months, even 1 year, okay? If you do business plan like that, that will be more safe. Okay, so what the expert view? Expert means people who are English and Austrian, and they are doing long time in Turkey. Okay, so what they are saying about Turkey, okay? Okay, they say, do not underestimate Turkey. Okay, Turkey is a very, 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 very competitive market. Okay, especially in service business. Always test before you invest. It's very price sensitive market, compared to other like Middle East. When you compare us with Middle East, Africa, you will see Turkey is very, very price sensitive market. Okay, a lot of bargaining. Not like maybe in Taiwan, but still you have to negotiate. Okay, it's a way of life. We don't buy things on the labor price. The company should adapt to Turkey, so you should hire, of course, Turkish people. I would prefer, after you interview, even your general manager should be Turkish, okay, but you can enter, the international people, but for a short term. A lot of potential, I would say. I mean, there are a lot of good sectors in business you can make good money. You should make your business plan 5 to 10 years. It's a volatile market, up and downs. And right now we have 70% inflation, and dollar went up 80%. So unfortunately, this may happen, not all the time, but sometimes. I mean, if the rest of the world is in volatile, Turkeys are very much affected. When there's a war, when there's a Cold War, or there's a there's an oil crisis, things like that. Turkey is doing a lot of imports, so anything going around us affects our currency and our inflation very much. So this is our weak points. It's great business, as I say, as long as you go long term. Secondly, I would say, as people, we are emotional people. Okay, so if you manage right, the people can make wonders. Okay, so the people are very much responded to how you behave them, okay? So loyalty, caring, empathy are very important. If you do so, the employees has a high ownership, okay? Much better than any country in the world. You just always adapt your approach and your products according to Turkey. The quality of people are very high. We export now a lot of people to Germany, to Dutch, UK. After pandemic, a lot of people working from Turkey. I would say don't hire a lot of people at the beginning, okay? Do mostly outsource, even your office maybe, okay? Until you are sure that your business will work. It's very important. Turkish market volatile, but always growing, okay? In long term, you always, it's very, very positive. So you should have an idea about the customer, okay, who you are selling to understand. So don't think, what works in the UK will work in Turkey or in America, in Turkey. No, it's not. It's a very, very special market with special products. And at least do a 3-year business plan. As I said, the first year with no revenue. Okay, so what's the future? I know how I see, as a businessman, as a coach. Metaverse, also will hit the markets, in the future. Okay, there are a lot of marketplaces now. Companies B2B or B2C are moving their products to marketplaces. Okay, so e-commerce is growing a lot in Turkey. It was like 1 to 2%. Now it goes up to 15% of many retailers are doing their business online. Online networking will grow for sure. Online associations will grow as well. Okay, we have like a small, like Love Mafia is one of like a closed networking company with international people, international speaking. So we see also online communities are growing, will grow, which is online business growing, online network is growing. Okay, so thank you for listening to me. You can follow. I have 4 books in Turkish story. This is, you can see my YouTube channel, Özdeş Akademi. I'm also on Spotify. Anything Turkish, all Turkish story. You can also follow me in all website, email. You can see here. Okay, thank you, Katya and Olga. I hope my presentation was inspiring for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Taner. It was definitely insightful and inspiring because we, for example, have clients who would like to enter Turkish market, and we already have some ideas. Just my brain generated some while I was listening to you. So thank you for that. It definitely is going to help us. And I have a question regarding the language we speak. What do you think about English and Turkish language? Is it okay? Is it appropriate to, for example, reach out to new people in English, or it's not the very comfortable way for them to communicate to you? Could you share some insights?
The upper management, managers and above are speaking perfect English, okay. Just people on the street, they're not all speaking Turkish. They try to, at least, but don't expect perfect. But I would say anybody, white collar are speaking in good companies, okay. Any company, any commercial, any B2B company in Turkey. Most people speak English, okay? But also, since we have German, Italian, and French schools, there's also large population of good educated people are speaking as a second language German, English, French, or Italian. So it's very common that they speak because they are local international schools. Also, we have people speaking Russian. Because a lot of Russian people coming to work in Turkey. So especially affluent families are raising their families with Russian so they teach their children Russian. So good families are investing in Chinese and Russian a lot. So they know the future is there, so they invest a lot.
Yeah, very interesting insights on the languages. Thank you so much.
Eğer bu videomu beğendiyseniz diğer videolarımı takip etmek için abone olmayı unutmayınız.